Imagine what life would be like if you couldn't see nature. No greens, no blues, no woody browns and sunflower yellows. How would you feel?
If every time you looked out the window, instead of a natural landscape, you saw only the grays and bricks of urban life, how would you feel?
Life in our modern industrial society is marked by a significant disconnect from nature, and that's having a significant impact on our mental health across the world. Craig Chalkwist identifies a relationship between the built environment, urban, suburban, and other man-made places, and personal and social well-being. Housing quality, crowding, noise, and other conditions of the man-made world are correlated with increased stress and decreased task ability and motivation.
According to Stephen Kaplan in his study, The Restorative Benefits of Nature, he finds this stress is a result of directed attention fatigue. We are constantly fighting distraction in our modern society, leading to a hard focus in urban and industrialized environments, as opposed to the less fatiguing, soft focus we take when in nature. Kaplan says, for many people, functioning in a natural setting seems to require less effort than functioning in more civilized settings, even though they have greater familiarity with the latter. So, what do we do now? One possible answer is ecotherapy, a form of restorative therapeutic treatment that is based on healing and well-being within the natural world. It is an umbrella term that encompasses various types of therapy, including animal-assisted therapy, wilderness therapy, adventure therapy, and numerous other treatments that take place out of doors or with elements of nature. But does it work?
Well, the science says yes. Chalkwist writes, reconnection to the natural world, whether through gardens, animals, nature walks outside, or nature brought indoors, not only alleviates these symptoms, but also brings a larger capacity for health, self-esteem, self-relatedness, social connection, and joy.
Studies have shown that modern life leaves us mentally fatigued and stressed. We go about life focused on the tasks at hand and don't leave much time for rest. Oftentimes, when we do try to unwind, it's by watching TV, but that doesn't let our brains truly relax. However, a study by Rachel and Stephen Kaplan on nature's effect on attention recovery found that natural settings encourage a soft fascination mindset rather than directed focus. The exposure to nature provided restorative and reflective benefits to participants, allowing for improved concentration and elevated moods after just a short exposure to a natural setting.
Coastal areas in particular are known to have this restorative effect. The sand, the water, the air, and the associations of calm and tranquility that we can get just from looking at beaches is a common phenomenon. According to a study by Sarah Bell, historically, specific blue spaces have gained long-standing reputations for healing, including sacred springs, holy wells, and coastal areas. These have been described in previous studies as therapeutic landscapes where the physical environment itself, along with human perception of that environment, produce an atmosphere conducive to healing. One study participant noted that if I'm kind of upset about anything, or I need to get away for a bit, I find that being by the water and just staring at the waves crashing in kind of washes your emotions away. You can get lost in that.
Another study found that the introduction of a garden landscape had similar positive restorative effects on elderly members of a nursing home community. The residents absolutely love it, said caretaker Teresa Miller, and it makes such a nice change to go outside and see something different. It means a big change in their day as they get some fresh air as well. The project has had such a positive effect and prompts a lot of reminiscing too when residents say they used to keep chickens or talk about their lives. It really does have a therapeutic effect.
The same finding is supported in a study done on a Pennsylvania hospital on recovery time post-gallbladder removal. The patients were placed in rooms completely identical aside from the view out the window, and it was found that the patients whose windows looked over a wooded area had faster recovery times, were in better spirits, and required fewer doses of painkillers than those whose windows faced a brick wall. just seeing nature can make that much difference. So now let's look at some nature that might be familiar to you. Let your eyes travel across the frame. Notice the greens, the different textures, the wind rustling through the leaves. Look at how the flowers embrace the sun. Look up to the sky, a different perspective. What do you notice? Look closely. Look down. Look in front of you. And maybe, instead of looking down at your phone as you walk between classes, take a moment to look up and see what's around you.